I do my research from home. My admin duties I can do at home. It's just teaching my course. And I was hoping then that I could do it over Zoom, but I was told that that wasn't an option, that somebody else, another professor in math, would be taking over my course. And then I was told that because I wasn't complying, I would be put on unpaid leave, non-punitive unpaid leave indefinitely.
Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
Today, I'm covering a story from my neighbouring prairie province of Manitoba. The vaccine mandates being enforced Canada-wide have reached into seemingly every industry and type of employment, and it would appear academia is no different. Respected professors, often with years of university training, are also being targeted. One such professor, Sarah Plosker of Brandon University, is in this unfortunate boat. I have the honour of speaking with Sarah, who is, in the humble opinion of myself and Ezra, the big boss himself, one of Canada's brightest intellects. She is certainly an example of an incredibly accomplished woman, someone who should be applauded and supported among her academic peers and colleagues. Instead, she finds herself standing at a crossroads, with her career dependent on disclosing a private medical decision. Join us as we discuss yet another angle of how proof of vaccine policies are harming honest, hardworking Canadians. So, hello, Sarah. Thank you so much for coming on the show to tell us your story. First, introduce yourself. Just let us know a little bit about you and your career and what you do at the university.
Yeah, thanks, Kelly, for having me. So I'm an associate professor and Canada Research Chair in Quantum Information Theory at the Department of Math and Computer Science at Brandon University. And so I teach a wide range of courses, everything from first year intro statistics courses with over 100 students to fourth year honors projects and everything in between. Right now, because of the Canada Research Chair, I actually only teach one course a year so that I can focus on research. So my work, for the most part, is at home, over Zoom, working with other mathematicians and physicists across Canada and abroad. And I'm involved in a lot of administration duties. So I'm on the board of directors for the Canadian Mathematical Society. I'm on the board of directors for an international operator algebras mentoring network. And I'm involved in quite a lot of other initiatives. All of that is at home over Zoom. And so the only thing that's part of my job that I'm required to be on campus for really is the teaching, the one-on-one teaching. And there's 6 classes left in the semester of my one course that I teach.
Excellent. That lays out the context nicely for why all of this makes really no sense and is quite illogical, and if you ask me, unethical. I'll start by saying, for everyone that's watching, that the resume of this lady that I'm speaking with is absolutely fantastic. So really, this is an incredible resume. You have a wonderful career. Your research portfolio is wonderful. Really one of the true great minds in Canada. And the fact that the story you're going to hear is really quite disappointing, in my opinion. So tell us now, Sarah, having given us sort of an overview of what you do, what has happened with regards to vaccine mandates at the Brandon University, and how is it affecting you currently?
Well, so they first initially announced the vaccine mandate, and it sounded like rapid antigen testing would be an option. And so I wasn't too concerned. And then they gave a deadline to go onto this online vaccine portal and upload proof of vaccination status or select one of their options. And one of their options was unwilling to disclose. And I thought, that's perfect. That fits my situation exactly. And so I selected that. And then later, I was told that I was not complying with the policy. But I thought I was complying because I signed into their portal and selected that option. So I don't know why unwilling to disclose is an option if then it automatically means that I'm not complying. And so then all that means is that I don't have access to campus, which isn't the end of the world for the majority of my research, because I do my research from home. My admin duties I can do at home. It's just teaching my course. And I was hoping then that I could do it over Zoom, but I was told that that wasn't an option, that somebody else, another professor in math, would be taking over my course. And then I was told that because I wasn't complying, I would be put on unpaid leave, non-punitive unpaid leave indefinitely. There's the option of the medical or religious exemption, but I wasn't sure if that really fit my situation. I felt that the unwilling to disclose was the right choice for me.
Right. And unfortunately, I know, at Rebel, we hear of these types of stories from all across every industry, as well as government jobs, union jobs, all kinds of things. And everyone has a different sort of set of rules. But what we do consistently seem to hear is that these exemptions aren't being honored, or they say that they exist, but it's all up to their discretion. And a lot of them are being denied or delayed, or they don't make much of a difference kind of in the end anyway. So now, in your opinion, with all of this, there's a lot of different concerns for people. Some it's privacy, some it's medical. Some people, most people I find aren't, what they call anti-vax. That's the very cruel term that's been coined for anybody who has chosen even just to not disclose their status because they don't feel that it's necessary. So that's more of a privacy thing. What is it for you in this? Obviously, it's affecting you tangibly with your position and affecting the potential of your future career. What is the biggest issue for you that you're standing up against? Would it be the mandating of it, the coercion, the ethics, the privacy, maybe all of the above, or a medical issue, because some people are very concerned about maybe side effects, adverse reactions, etc.?
Yeah, well, I just do not agree with the vaccine mandate and how it's being rolled out. Whether I've taken the vaccine or not does not affect my ability as a mathematician, which is my job. And I'm being told it's a workplace health and safety issue, but we're doing masking, we're doing social distancing, we're doing extra sanitization, we're doing capacity limits on classrooms. And as far as I understand, vaccinated or not, you're able to get COVID and transmit COVID. So I just don't understand why then rapid antigen testing wouldn't be the preferred method and wouldn't be even an option for me.
I'm going to sort of ask a question that's going to seem like a side note, but it will lead into my next question. So in my research about you, we mentioned it a bit chatting before the show here, that you have a unique living situation that you and your husband are pursuing. And I'd love you to just explain a bit about the house that you're building and you're in the process of, and the rationale behind it, because it does sort of lead into the rest of it.
So my husband and I are building what's known as an Earthship. It's a home where three of the walls are tires rammed with earth. And then the fourth wall faces south and is angled to the winter sun and is windows. And there's a greenhouse area in that front. And then our roof is metal and it's sloped. And we have cisterns buried to collect the rainwater. And so all the water that we use comes from those cisterns, and they're back buried so that they don't freeze in the winter when it's minus 30. And so our water is filtered rainwater. And then the idea is that with our walls being 3 feet thick and the south-facing wall angled to the winter sun, in the wintertime, the house sort of warms up on its own for the most part. And then those walls keep the heat and kind of radiate it at night, kind of like heating up a cast iron frying pan. It stays hot for a long, long time, versus Teflon pan gets hot quick, but then gets cold really quick too. So when we were living in a conventional home, our walls were about that thick, and we were paying $200 a month to heat the house, but the heat was all escaping to the outdoors. So this is supposed to be very eco-friendly, is the idea. Also trying to kind of get away from it all.
I ask that because I find that on a personal note, I find that all very interesting because I'm very interested in sustainable living as well. But what I really note when you hear about the amount of planning that it takes to go into that and your impetus for it, it's very well thought out. You're obviously very independent. You're obviously wanting to be more self-sustainable. You're considering all avenues. It involves a lot of critical thinking. And what I'm finding interesting is that as I explore and talk to so many people in this boat, it's some of the most independent thinking, intelligent sort of people that actually are looking at the whole picture. And I find it interesting that these are the people that they're not trusting with their own health decisions. They're not trusting with the ability to work safely or to not go to work when they're sick and those sorts of things. So I'm wondering for you, how that feels. Just what does that feel like aside from the frustration, I'm sure, just on a professional level, but do you feel sometimes like you're banging your head against a wall? Because I feel like anyone that stands up against mandates, as I said, they're called anti-vax and all sorts of names, but they're also called selfish and stupid. And I just would love to get your take on that because you don't strike me as either of those things.
Yeah, thank you. So honestly, I just want to be able to work. I just want to do my research, and this has really stopped me from doing it because, I need to be able to put food on the table. I need to pay my bills. My husband has sacrificed his career to support me. He's at home with our 16-month-old son, and I'm the breadwinner. And now I'm on unpaid leave. And with this house that we're building, we really can't just uproot and move somewhere else. And I have a very specific skill set. So I do math research. I don't know what else I can really do. I can't just retrain. I've got 9 years of degrees, 3 degrees, and I've invested a lot in my career and invested a lot in being in Brandon, and it's my life. So I just don't know what to do.
When I speak to someone like Sarah, I can't help but shake my head at how far this situation has gone in the past 20 months of what was supposed to be 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Instead, it became a two-tier society where people who have done nothing wrong in their careers are being put on leave, such as Sarah, just for choosing to keep their medical information private. Is this who we are now, Canada? Is this who you are, Manitoba? Citizens, are we going to allow people like Sarah to be bullied and coerced for a policy that isn't even logical? All I know is if Canada had more people like Sarah, not just book smart, but also with strong critical thinking skills, as well as courage and integrity, Canada would be much better off. For Rebel News, I'm Kelly Lamb. Are you as disgusted with these vaccine passports as I am? Are you wanting to help out these regular people, but not sure how or where to even begin in this daunting battle? We ask you please consider visiting fightvaccinepassports.com, where you can learn more about our legal fight against these policies. Please consider making a tax-deductible donation. All donations go to the Democracy Fund.